Of course. I liked this golf course so much from the first moment I stepped foot at Royal Birkdale, and to come back 5 years later, or 6 years later, I'm sorry, this is my 6th year, so wow, gosh, time's flying by. But I enjoy this golf course. I enjoy links golf. I always have. It's a nice change to come and put your 5 layers on and play in your rain gear. Makes golf a little bit more interesting. But I'm excited for the tournament to start tomorrow. I feel really good. I know the golf course pretty well. It's playing much different this year than when it was back in '05. But that's the neat thing about the game of golf. It's always changing.
What is it that's different this time? Is it wetter?
It's definitely much longer. It's not. It's firm and fast, but nothing like what it was when we were here. We hit a lot more shorter clubs. The wind is just constantly there, whereas in the past it wasn't as strong. It's a little bit colder. I remember I had my knee-high socks on here in '05, and I'm not sure if they're going to be coming out. It's a little bit chilly.
Yeah. Does it make a difference you coming in here as a major champion?
Well, I think for my expectations and my confidence and things like that, yes, it is a huge difference knowing that I know what it takes to win a major, and I've been wanting to do that for a very long time, and now I know what it takes, and to come into this event, I feel very confident. I know what I need to do. I have the ideas of the golf course that I want to go about and play, and we'll just see if it happens for those 4 days.
Okay, we have a microphone here. Questions, please.
All right.
Hi, Paula.
Well done.
Any reaction to the summer? How was it this week after another week playing?
Last week was very difficult. It was very wet and a lot of wedges and a lot of really, really big divots. And my hand and my thumb at the end of the week was just exhausted. And on Monday, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to practice or not. But I haven't hit a knockdown shot since my surgery, and I've been kind of saving it as long as I could before I would get here. And it's not too bad. I preferred the firmer ground. It helps a little bit more. It kind of almost bounces into it. It's not hitting straight down into the ground and taking these big divots. But it feels okay. It has its moments. I still don't practice after a round, just putting. But I can, the range is, the turf on the range is great, and that's a good thing for me. That's like the first thing I look at is what kind of range do we have this week, and it's the turf is great, so it's nice. It helps me.
Any further?
When you were injured, was there ever a stage when you worried that you might not be able to get back to the state that you'd been in before? The quality of golf and so on?
Oh, without a doubt. I thought about it 24 hours of the day. There's a lot of things that I can't do that I used to do, but I'm a lot better at things that I wasn't before that I am now. I've said it so many times, it was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do was sit at home and watch other people play golf and not know, am I going to be the same player that I was before? Am I going to even be able to get out there and compete? Whenever you have surgery, you don't necessarily know, and I think that was just the unknowing, the uncertainty of everything was just kind of a black cloud, lingering around, and then I got a club in my hand, and it's not quite like riding a bike, but you still know your fundamentals and things, and the beginning of golf, of your posture, and I worked on that throughout my therapy. I was just constantly reminding myself of golf and then being around it.
You said there you were better at some things now than you were before the injury. What would they include?
I would say my mental game, how I look at tournaments, how I behave on a golf course, my demeanor out there. There's things that you can, not necessarily, you don't have to be hitting golf balls to get better. The way I visualize things, I worked really hard on mentally preparing, and I think that definitely has changed.
Okay.
Was there an aspect of your game which you improved in order to win your first major?
I would say I learned how to play a major golf course better. Before, I think everything happens for a reason, and all of these past majors where I've come so close, the British last year, I doubled last hole, I still remember these things, and I look at what happened, how did I do this, and how can I make it better, and I feel that I've learned my lessons in the past, and I tried not to get in my own way, and I think that in the past I have. It's not necessarily golf shots that I'm better at, or 5-6 footers that I'm better at making. It's just how I look at a hole and either moving on with a par or making a bogey and trying to get a birdie on the next one. So more of a mental change than my actual physical hitting a golf ball.
Because you were well known at a young age, coming over here for the Curtis Cup, in fact, did that put extra expectation on you?
For the
To become a major champion?
The Curtis Cup?
Yeah, or just because you were so well known at a young age and as an amateur.
Well, the path that I went about, I wanted to play in all the team events. Curtis Cup was playing. I played at Formby, and I actually went there yesterday. And I went out and I did a first tee clinic, and I got to see the golf course, and it just brings back so many memories. And when you have an amateur career, a junior career, and you learn how to win under certain circumstances of the LPGA and the professional, the highest majors, those are the ones that you want to win. And when you get that taste of holding a trophy at a young age, you want to keep it going as long as you can. And to win a major was something that I always was looking at, and hopefully we can have many more.
I was going to say, it must give you tremendous confidence having just won a major to go into this one.
It is. It's nice that they are, somewhat close to each other. Normally, get that opportunity, and actually, Wegmans was, just before the Open, and so it's kind of been all grouped together, some really big tournaments, and that helps you mentally, kind of prepare for each week.
And having won your National Open, which would your next choice of major be to win?
They're all important, but since we're here right now, of course, the Ricoh Womens British Open, definitely.
After the bogey on 12 at Oakmont, you then hit 4 really great iron shots. Was that a question? Was there a conscious thing in your mind saying, I'm not going to let this get away from me?
Yes, of course. 12, the whole week, 12 and I we did not like each other. I bogeyed it 3 of the days, and I birdied it one day. I didn't have one par. And I just knew after I got through that hole, we were clear sailing. And I had some, I had 6 iron on that par 3, and then a wedge, and then an 8 iron. So I knew I had some, and then the 5-wood on 16. And I knew that I had some short irons that I could, get my confidence back up and hit some good shots. But I wasn't going to let that one get away from me. I prepared so hard for that for those last couple of months. It's all I thought about. And I wasn't going to, I was going to win that tournament. I told myself, I'm not going to let it slide.
How much did Interlaken help you at Oakmont?
Like I said, I feel that I learned so much from that tournament, or from Interlaken, Saucon Valley, both of those. Last year, Lytham, I've always had something happen, and I would get in the way of myself, and I would take myself out of the tournament. And I've learned, I don't know if it's just maturity or if it's just, I finally saw the light of the fact that, it's a lot of golf, they're hard golf courses, but I really feel that the fact that at Interlaken I got to play in the last group on Sunday that year, that helped a lot. Those are things that you have to take experience from and learn from it.
What's been the nicest thing that's happened to you since your victory? And of all the letters and messages of congratulations you've had, are there one or two that you could share with us that stand out?
I think the nicest thing is I don't have to sit here and get asked, when are you going to win a major? That's kind of nice. I would say Arnold Palmer wrote me a really nice letter, and I thought that was just very classy. My house smells fantastic right now with all of these beautiful flowers that I got from all of my sponsors and my friends, and that was really exciting. But I think the day that the trophy came was very special. I just looked at it and sat there and stared at it for a while. I didn't even want to touch it. I was like, I can't believe this happened, but The letter from Mr. Palmer was really neat. That was nice.